Welcome back to the farm. My name's Roz, also known as Passion Flower, and you'll find me here each week talking about my farming and creative life. A while ago now, we built a little outside area for Ridley, the pug, Seb's pug. And she absolutely loves running around out there. I think she's the fittest pug that there has ever been. She enjoys watching us do activities outside, and she's able to play with Twyla through the fence, bark at the birds and at the cows, and just have some outside time. Even though the area that she had was really good, there were a couple of things that weren't quite right. One was that it was getting a little bit too small for her. She is now over a year old, and when she was first out there she was quite tiny, but now she's gotten bigger, she needs a bit more space. And the other issue is that it was in complete sun for the whole day, and pugs are unable to regulate their temperature properly. So moving into summer, it was going to be much more difficult for her to be outside unless there was enough shade. When she was really tiny, so this time last year, she was in her crate inside with the air conditioning on, so it wasn't a problem, but she just can't do that anymore. It's just too much for her to be in a crate all day. That's just for sleeping. So in order to build a new space for her, we first had to remove the wood boxes and the board that was holding in the veggie patch. And we've pushed the veggie patch back a little bit, and we're going to expand that right to the fence line. And we have created Ridley's yard all the way up to where the veggie patch will start. This way the house is providing the shade for her in the afternoon, and she also has her little house in there in the middle where she can get some shelter during the day as well. Longer term, the plan will be to make a ramp up to the side of the house and put a doggy door in so that she has inside and outside time whenever she likes. As I mentioned last week, the shed needed a bit of a clean. I've now done that. I've vacuumed the floors, I've dusted, I've gotten rid of all of the cobwebs, and it's back to feeling like my office space and a place where I can sit and work and craft. It was good to give it that little bit of loving care in one go, and now I am back in here working more often, and therefore it doesn't need that deep clean so much because I just do everything sort of as I go. Once the clean was done, I got out my Christmas decorations and just did a little bit of festive decorating in here, not too much. Just kept it really low key. Maybe next year I will get some brand new things specifically for the shed and do something a little bit special, but for this year I've just gone with my old tree and a few decorations. So on the tree I have all of my knitted stars and a couple of other knitted and crocheted items as well, and I think it looks really nice. I'm really pleased with it. It's sitting by the window, I can just see it out of the corner of my eye, and it's a nice little feature, and I'm really pleased that I took the time to make all of those stars to hang on my tree. I also took time this week to mow my backyard. It was getting quite long. As I've talked about in the last few weeks, the grass is really long at the moment. And we used to keep the goats in that part of the yard, so I didn't have to do any mowing. They kept the grass down year round. But this winter we moved them over to be with Nassie and the chooks, and they're really loving it over there. And so it doesn't look like they're going to be coming back into the backyard. They're going to stay over in the other area, which unfortunately for me means having to mow that part of the yard. Having done it, I'm really glad that I did. It looks so much better. It is no longer a snake risk. So Wade has his area to run around in, and it's just a nice feeling to have done something like that and to make it look really nice. I've been working on quite a lot of dishcloths this week. I've done them in this beautiful blue. And the reason for that is that we're putting together some little Christmas hampers to give as gifts. So part of the hamper will be a few dishcloths and some other goodies. Once I've finished handing all of those gifts out to people, I can share it with you here. But yeah, this is a little sneak peek at what is in there. It's been really fun to put them together and to make them handmade and homemade. So I think this week I've knit about 8 of these dishcloths. So I have been quite productive. I've also almost finished the second motif on my Maori Teo pullover, and it's coming along really well. The motifs are looking really cool, but I do have to concentrate quite a bit because they're cables and I'm not using a cable needle. I do have to sit quietly and make sure that I'm doing them the right way, doing the purls when I need to purl and the knits when I need to knit, and that I'm not dropping any stitches or missing where the cables need to cross. So when I get some quiet time, I've been sitting out on the deck and doing this, but it hasn't got a lot of work done on it. Once I get through the motifs, there's not going to be too much other fussing to do. It's just going to be knitting stockinettes. So once I get through, I think there's another 2 to do, and then I should end up making some fairly significant progress on the body fairly quickly, I would think. But I always get distracted by things, so who knows what can happen. The other thing I've been working on is my stripy socks, the commission knit. I've finished the first one. Just have to weave in the ends. I've just got the heel I did in the pink. What I did is I counted 10 rows of the grey, and then I just pulled out and just used pink yarn to do the heel, and then kept going with the stripy pattern. So I'm almost at the heel of the second sock. Once this is done, I will get in contact with the customer and I'll probably try and drop them off to them before Christmas. So these probably won't be here next week. Well, that's it for another week. Thanks for spending some time with me. If you're enjoying these videos, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I look forward to seeing you next week on the farm. Bye.